What's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be talking all about eyeshadow palettes, and not just any type of eyeshadow palette. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite basic go-to palettes. So these are palettes that I use when I want a simple, neutral, everyday, work appropriate, school appropriate type of eye look. They're not neutral, they're not cool, they're not warm, they're just a mix of all of that. They are really great palettes, and I'm really excited to share them with you because I feel like there are so many neutral palettes and everyday type of palettes on the market right now, and kind of sifting through them to see which ones are the best formula-wise, blendability, color-wise. It's kind of hard, especially if you just want to grab one and go. You don't want to have to tinker with a bunch of them. So I have 6 here today to show you. 5 are drugstore, 1 is high-end, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to do today. We're going to swatch them, play with them. I'm going to tell you why I love them, what my favorite qualities about them are, and that's pretty much it. So before we get into the video, make sure you check out my social medias. My Instagram and Twitter are right over here, and all my others will be in the description box below. If you wanna, you don't have to, no pressure, just saying, they're there. And yeah, without further ado, let's hop right in. Okay, so the first palette I'm going to mention is the high-end palette in this bunch, and I almost took it out and was like, I can make this an exclusively drugstore video, but this is a palette that actually inspired this entire video idea, so I was like, I can't take it out. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. So this is the epitome, I feel, of the everyday, basic, beautiful, neutral palette, and I love it. When this came out, a lot of people were calling this boring or unoriginal, but I actually kind of feel the opposite. I feel as though I don't actually have many things like this in my collection, and when I was trying to dupe the shades just to see what I had, it was actually kind of hard to find exact matches. So I feel as though, even though it looks very similar to a lot of things on the market, there actually aren't that many things that are this similar. I really love how you have 5 shimmers and the rest are mattes. I prefer a palette that has more mattes as opposed to shimmers because mattes are just more versatile. So that's what I like. I love that you have a black and a white, you have some transition shades, you have some more warm shades, some more cool shades. These 2 shimmers right here, Sultry and Bronze, are more metallic, rich, creamy. They're just more intense, whereas Fairy, Glistening, and Rose Pink are more subtle. They're more shimmery, satiny, more everyday appropriate, so you get a nice mix in here, which I really like. I just love how these colors blend. They literally blend themselves. If I want a fast eye look, I want to get up and go, I typically reach for this palette if I am doing eyeshadow that day, because this blends so fast. You just tap your brush in, tap it off, and go. The colors are beautiful. They all work together. I've done so many different color combinations and nothing looks bad or muddy or gross. So you really can like go in blindly and just put whatever you want on your eye and it will look gorgeous. So that is why I had to keep this one in here, because I feel like if you are someone who really wants to invest in an eyeshadow palette that you know you will get so much use out of, you will love this palette. Okay, so the next one, this is actually another one that I've mentioned recently. I think I put it in my June favorites. This is the Pixi and itsjudytime eyeshadow palette. Now, I love this one basically for the same reasons that I love the Soft Glam. The colors are very blendable. They're super easy. They just kind of blend themselves. They just work themselves into your eye, and I just love it. I also love how all of them work together. It's really hard to get any sort of bad color combination with this palette. I also love that these shimmers in here are definitely more subtle. You have these 2 right here, which are probably the most intense. Then you have this guy, this guy, this guy, and kind of this one, which is a matte with some glitter in it. They definitely have a more satin quality to them, which I do like for a more everyday look, because you can just kind of pop it on all over the eye with nothing else, and it kind of blends itself out and makes it look like you're wearing a lot of eyeshadow when you're actually not. So that's why I really love these shades. I also like the metallics in here color-wise better than the Soft Glam, because I find that they have more neutral, everyday, easy colors, like this guy right here, which is a nice champagne, and this gold. But you do have some darker colors like this one right here and this one right here. So it really is a nice mix of colors, and I find that The eyeshadow looks I get with this are not too orangey warm or too gray and cool. They are definitely a nice neutral to warm type of an eye look, which I really like. So definitely check this one out. I've been finding it at TJ Maxx for a really good discount, so check there first before you go and buy it for the full price. So if you are someone who is really into the mattes, you're not a big shimmer person, you will love the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette. So this is the original, and we're mentioning the original as opposed to the 2 because the Matte for Matte 2 has definitely more purpley, warm, pinky sort of tones, and I don't feel like it's as everyday basic as this guy, which I feel is very, very neutral. You definitely have a few more warm shades like this one here, and a few more cool tones like these grays, but it is a really nice mix, and I find that if I want a very neutral to cool tone look, I grab this guy. Again, these colors do just work really, really well together. I find that the blendability is really good. It's not the best. Like, I think that the Pixi palette has better blendability than this one, but this is only $10 and you get all of these shades. There is typically like a dark, like black gray at the end here, but that shattered a long time ago. I've had this palette for a while. I do like that you have your light shades up here, all the way to dark shades, so you really can do a whole range of looks depending on what you're wanting. I just really, really like it. It's also small and compact, which I enjoy. And if you are into more purpley tones, the Matte for Matte 2 is also really good. I just think that this one is more everyday basic. Okay, so I have another palette here that is all matte, but there are other versions of this palette that have shimmers in them, which is why I'm really highly recommending this. This is the Milani Everyday Eyes Eyeshadow Collection. So I have mine in 07 Basic Mattes, and I absolutely love it. Like, this is amazing. I have used this so many times when I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, but I do know that I just need a sort of basic blank canvas type of eye look. So I just kind of go down the line here. I start with this one all over my lid, this one in the transition, this one more in the crease, darker, 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 until you have basically like a perfect everyday smoky eye almost. You can even do a dramatic dark smoky eye with this, with using these two dark colors. It is really such a nice palette, and the mattes in here, again, blend so nicely. I also find that this is more on the neutral to cool side, so if you're not a big fan of all the orangey red warm tone neutrals that are kind of floating around the makeup community right now, this is a really nice neutral cool palette. They also have tons of other color combinations. So they have some that are more warm and there's some shimmers in there. They have another one that I think is more like a neutral sort of color combination, but there are shimmers in there too. So if you want some shimmers in your palette, you can definitely go and find one of these that has the same sort of color combination but with shimmers. They have colorful ones. They have a ton of these. So head on over to your local drugstore, check these out, see what you think, because I honestly love the formula on these. I love how compact they are. I just love the amount of colors. I think it's perfect for creating a look. So definitely recommend these. Okay, so the last two palettes that I'm going to mention are very small, which I really like because they're nice and compact, their color stories are nice and curated, and they do have lots of other options within their lines. So the first one is the City Mini Palettes from Maybelline. I have mine that was in collaboration with Makeup Shayla, but again, they have so many different colors of these palettes, and look how tiny they are, right? Like, they waste no space with these, which I really like. I love that you can kind of find the color combination you want. They have more green ones, more pink ones, more purpley ones, even an all matte one, I believe, and you can just grab it and go. You can do a nice monochrome look. You can kind of dip in between palettes if you want to. They're just so nice, and the formula is so good. These compare to high-end palettes that I have, and some of my high-end palettes I actually think have worse pigmentation than these guys. So I really do think that Maybelline did such a good job with these, and I really, really like them. Again, super compact, super cute. You don't get a mirror in here, which kind of stinks, but honestly, I don't mind it because it's so tiny, so cute, and I really, really love them. And then the last one I'm going to mention is the LA Girl Eye Lux Mesmerizing Quads. This is the one in Urbanize, which I absolutely love. I've used this in like back to school tutorials before because it is so easy. It's very, very, very similar to the Milani palette. if you guys can see. This one just has a few less colors. You have your base shade, 2 transition / crease colors, and then you have a darker color that you can use for liner or for adding a little bit of smokiness to the look. It's really nice. And again, these are so tiny. They don't waste any space, which I really, really enjoy. Definitely check these out if you want something very small, very easy, no brainer. You can just grab and go. These are really, really great. I love them. So that is all the palettes I have for you guys today. I know this video was a little bit of a shorter one, but I just feel like when I was looking at these palettes, I'm like, yes, if I'm going for an everyday look, these are the palettes that I am gravitating towards. These are the ones that I want to use. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you guys like it. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite everyday palettes are or what you think of these ones. And I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye. It's delicious.